Hi, hello, my dudes. Hello, TikTok. Oh, TikTok. What it? No. Yeah, I've been watching TikTok too much lately. But I have also been checking my email, and I've gotten some questions from my students. Like, I'm having trouble making the sun observation shadows. My shadow's too long, it's too short, or whatever like that. And wanted to say a few things about that to help you sort of dial in the perfect shadow observation method. The problem is, when you make shadow measurements, sometimes if you just set it up one way or the timing is a certain way, your shadow might be pretty long, like way long, or it might be too short. It all depends on what you're using to cast the shadow. And you're welcome to choose whatever you want to cast a shadow. And so the problem with a shadow that's too long is at the end it gets kind of blurry and it makes it hard for you to know exactly where to make your mark to measure. If your shadow is too short, then from day to day, from measurement to measurement, the change you're going to observe is very small, and you actually won't see much change at all. And actually, the error involved will swamp out whatever change you see. So, what I like is a shadow that's about 1 foot to 2 feet long. And I can't tell you the proper size stick to use to cast that shadow because it all depends on what time of day you're making your measurement and also what time of the year you're making your measurement. All those things will change the length of a shadow. So I think I probably told you use a ruler, but you don't have to use a ruler. You can use whatever you want. So if you start by using a ruler and the shadow is way too long or too short, then you need to change what you're using. You could use something else, like you could use your phone. Just take your phone and find that square thing and put your phone up against that and maybe put it off to the side or something. Just arrange it so that you're looking at the shadow of your phone. If that's too short, try something else. Here's another box. Some poor student left it behind in class one day. If you lost this in one of my lectures, please let me know. It had lots of interesting pens and stuff in it, which I'm using now. Anyway, this is shorter than a ruler and will cast a shorter shadow. So just find something that casts the perfect shadow. Again, about 1 foot to 1.5 feet is perfect. And then stick with that object for the remainder of your sun observations. Because if you change the thing you're casting a shadow, it defeats the whole purpose of what you're trying to do, which is to look at the change in length of a shadow cast by some object over time. So choose your object and stick with it. Also, sometimes people say, "Oh, my shadow went off the edge of my paper. How do I measure that?" Well, you're not stuck to a piece of paper. Um, uh, you could just, I don't know, go out on the sidewalk and make a mark, use a piece of chalk or something. You just have to be creative. Or you could, let's see, what could you do? There's a lot of different things you could do. You just basically have that shadow, whatever length it is, and you need to measure it somehow. I'm a creative person, and so I would maybe tape two pieces of paper together and use that. Alternatively, I could use a piece of chalk. That would work. Alternatively, I could put a little stone down where the end of the shadow is and then measure the distance to the stone. There's a lot of different ways to do it. The bottom line is, this is maybe the last time I'll reiterate this, is you want to be as meticulous as possible in reading your shadow. And the reason is that the change is very small from day to day. And if you're sloppy or you're just not being careful, then the error involved in making your measurement is going to swamp out the signal. It is a little tricky, but if you're very careful, I know it will work because it's worked for a lot of students. And also, when it does work, it's just really cool. So I hope you try. Contact me if you have any questions. That's all. Ciao.